It's not what it looks like. I wasn't smoking or gambling, just gaming on my iPhone. See for yourself. Hi, my name's Ryno, a self-proclaimed Paladin god in video games, and welcome to Every MMO is Paladin, the series where I try to play every MMO and I always play Paladin. Today I decided to try my luck in a Chinese gacha game ported to PC. I present Heroes Land. The Steam description of this game is not very accurate to the gameplay. It claims to be a survival-first MMO, but I spent a grand total of 3 minutes doing anything you would do in a survival game like Gather or Craft. This game was mostly a hack-and-slash game mixed with daily chore simulator, but we will get into more details down the road. I have 5 hours of gameplay to get through, so let's start. We are only on episode 3 and someone is already stealing my name and games. This will have to do. While I clear out the tutorial, let me say I accidentally listened to copyright music while recording this, so I have to mute all in-game audio, but the music in this game wasn't anything special, so instead you get to listen to my soothing voice. Okay, and some background music. With the tutorial cleared, I am off to the open world. I basically just use this quest tab to tell me what to do the whole time. Once you finish one, a new one pops up. So I killed sheep, turned in my quest, equipped my new gear, learned how to sell my bad gear straight from my inventory for XP, not gold like every other MMO. Kind of a cool concept, honestly. I think it is mostly because all currency in the game is focused around the gachas, but it feels good clearing out your old gear and skyrocketing in levels. I turned in more and more quests, talked to this old Merlin guy, who awarded me my first gacha coupons. And then I checked out the hero's path, which is basically the game's progression path. The quest objectives on my screen come from here. After a few more spoon feedings of accomplishment with easy-ass quests, I got one that seemed to be a real test of skill. Defeat monsters of level 40 or above. One thing I want to point out is the server calling out whenever anyone gets a mythic drop. I just happened to notice that while I murked these monsters, but after accidentally angering a cat that I refused to attack because of my morals and values, I succumbed to the monsters of the forest. Even though this game is not a hardcore style game, you can end your session to cash out on XP, which can earn you unlocks to make leveling up in your next session easier. I use this time to find out how to unlock the Paladin class. Gambling. Thankfully you earn a lot of summoning tickets while you do those quests on the hero's path, so I cashed out on a few hoping the Paladin would drop for me. Also, I used all my food stamp summon tickets and spent all my gold, but no luck unlocking the Paladin. I didn't buy anything, but here is a look at the gem shop for price reference. When you earn points at the end of your session, you spent them in this talent tree, but there are more options here than a golden corral buffet. I spent my point and started again. Your hero's path progress stays from your previous session even though you are a level 1. But you also can keep your gear, so I shredded through the Forsaken Cats. Remember, I'm not a paladin yet. I completed more quests, gathered more resources. For some reason, I pawned my items for XP so I could hit 40. And finished this quest so I could get my first purple weapon. Just know I could have cut that from this video. It's a pretty basic weapon. Back to work. I had a quest to change heroes to the king class. I guess a king is pretty close to a paladin, so if I roleplayed hard enough I could fake it till I make it as a king. I didn't mention the hero abilities. Think of it like an ultimate. The king class spawns peons to fight for me while I hide in the back away from the poor people. I killed one mob and leveled up 8 times at once. Collected all my good boy points, unlocking more heroes that are not the paladin. And I got my first legendary weapon. When I right-click with this weapon I get a blade flurry around me to slice the hands of the begging peasants around me. I mean, to help keep my friends safe. I kept grinding until I got the chunk of quests to kill this zone's world bosses, who dropped some cool looking loot that I got none of because this game credits the kill to whoever got the last sliver of damage, not most overall or first to tag the mob. Lame. More good boy tickets and heroes that are not the Paladin. More world bosses. This time I stole someone else's kill and got my first mythic item. But still needed to deal more damage to the boss for my quest, so I camped the boss respawn. More world bosses down, and stolen by this MF Killua. In the pursuit of unlocking the Paladin hero, I cash in more good boy tickets. No luck on the Paladin, but I got my first mascot in game. This is the gear I'm working with, and my next quest is to enter the first dungeon. Beneath this mosh pit of health bars is the carrier, the guy who sends you to dungeons and other zones in game. I tried to join a group. I sat in matchmaking for probably 20 minutes while I ate habanero barbecue almonds at my desk. So I tried to do it alone. I walked face first into the boss mechanics because I had to let him know he hits like a bitch. There were a few different dragon breath attacks to dodge or walk into. It took me a while to do alone, but I slayed the dragon. And got several mythic items. Epic gamer moments. I celebrated by spending more tickets. Still no f***ing Paladin. I got back to grinding and realized the dungeon had multiple bosses. Whoops. I played Waiting Room Simulator until I got impatient, which wasn't long this time. I killed this loot pinata again and got a mythic weapon that summons lava meteors. And I was off to the next boss. More circles to dodge, teleports, and death. I used one of my free dungeon revives though, and collected my loot. There were more bosses in this dungeon, but he killed me. A lot. I numbed the pain of losing to a dungeon boss on an iPhone game made for children by cashing in more tickets. I got mad I still didn't have my Paladin unlocked, so I took my anger out on the world bosses and decided to wait for help in the dungeon finder. I finally found someone. So we started the dungeon. Summoned matching raccoon pets. Aww. And we got to work. Once I had some more schmackles to spend, I had to try my luck for the Paladin. Damn it. I found a new dungeon partner, and we went harder than two adolescents wired off gamer subs. This new guy taught me that the bosses respawn in the dungeon, so you can just run around in circles killing them for free loot. While we camped the spawns, I gambled again, but notice how I only have 5 heroes locked at this point and Paladin is one of them? At this point I have earned 4 out of 5 puzzle pieces to unlock them. Back to the old grind. I now not only hit all mythic gear, but also a 4-piece set bonus from a mythic set. So I have this absorb shield around me which reminds me what it feels like to be a paladin. Also, my weapon's special attack is pretty insane style. It throws a spinning glaive that stays in one position and deals consistent damage. Anyways, I farmed a lot more bosses with this guy. Until I got a quest to move on to the second zone in the game. Quick reminder of how many heroes I have that are not Paladin. Spend my last few tickets one by one. Praise the god that is Ryno because I finally unlocked the Paladin, so I stashed away all the riches I acquired as a king. Talked to the Master of Resurrection to respawn as a Paladin. But first got slightly tempted by the RMT skins, remembered my values, and began my journey. So my levels and gear all carried over to the Paladin. The Paladin's special ability is Divine Protection. Here is what it does. I got back to my quest objectives, which meant a mythic-eared Paladin was collecting coconuts on the beach. I kept doing the silly little things the game asked of me. And my newest task was to clear a new dungeon. Mission accomplished. Now I had to get a slingshot from this mole rat. That is a sentence I never thought I'd say before. Mission accomplished. Now the game sent me to a scary new zone. Some guy stole my kill on the first world boss. Then he did it again. I was about to solo kill it, but then the boss reset on me. And again. But I didn't give up. Yet, this next boss kept really messing me up. I tried for over an hour, but after smashing my face into my keyboard one too many times, I decided to call it, so I settled my match. Upgraded my account with the talent points I earned. Hit the slot machines. The end. This game was actually pretty fun. It seems designed as a daily login kind of game, which I could see playing in small sessions and getting your daily rewards could be fun. But I will always be sad with how long it took me to unlock the Paladin. Okay. Bye.